And we are live.
All
Okay,
right.
welcome to Hump Day Meets, ladies and gentlemen. It's a special edition, first time, first episode of me in the fatherhood. Big update since our last chatted. Yeah, man, crazy times. We got the kiddo, my
Yeah,
new
I can
boss,
imagine.
sleeping at the moment, sleeping, watching. Um, just watching. I'm on call 24/7.
Yeah, 24/7 on call now.
Yeah. But yeah, well, for those of you guys who are just tuning in, we're just two dudes that shoot the shits every Wednesday, talk about everything masculinity related, um, health, relationship, and all that. So yeah, Andy and I were just talking about the new routine. And yeah, it's basically, you feed on demand, right? We're doing breast milk. So
Hmm.
feed on demand. And it's recommended that every 2, maybe 3 hours, you should feed him, especially if
Um,
he's like sleeping too much, Um, it's expected that they lose some weight when they're born, but he was losing a little bit more weight than he should. So we
I
had to
just
make
gotta
sure
keep
that
feeding it,
every
feeding
two
him.
hours, yeah,
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 instead
yeah.
of waiting till he wakes up. So yeah, now his weight is gaining to like control a good control. But yeah, man, just lots of physically and uh it definitely gets me the perspective of like this is a hot take. This is a hot
Okay.
take for everybody. Motherhood is extremely difficult, but fatherhood is not easy. Dude, I swear there's so much like if you go on the internet, right? Like anytime anybody who talks about like fatherhood or being a newborn dad, and there's just so much negativity towards like a lot of them just like, oh, what do you know? Like, did you have to give birth? Did you have, you know what I mean? Like, of course, that's like extremely difficult, right? There's things we are not designed to do, right?
Right, right.
However, what we are designed to do is to provide as much as possible, not just like money, but like a safe space, right? A um a level of safety, peace, and like especially during this time, like nourishment, maybe I'm weird, but yeah, like I mean, I take care of my wife like a fucking champ, bro. You know? Yeah, dude, like every meal, like fucking 4 or 5 meals a day, right? Like small meals, healthy stuff. I cook all the meals.
Yeah.
I make sure she sleeps. I'm up with her every single time. A lot of people, the classic, right? People are like, oh, men just sleep through,
Hmm.
like no, like I'm up every 90 minutes or so
Oh, man.
it's 2 hours, right? Every 2 hours you have to feed. But the feeding and all that stuff takes about like 20 to 30 minutes, right? Getting them to sleep.
Right.
So basically every 90 minutes you're up. Um, and I'm still the sole provider. So my point is that of course, like it's extremely challenging physically, emotionally, and psychologically for the ladies. And shout out to all the ladies. Like, I mean, it's amazing, what nature does. But for those who are out there and saying like it's easy to be a newborn dad, it's like they're like I mean it's easy if you don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's easy to be a parent if you don't care. Yeah, like you
Yeah, it's
said.
easy to be a husband, partner, or father who doesn't care. Yeah, that's easy. But if you truly care and you want to do your duty, it's still not, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's my hot take because like, whenever I
Cool.
hear people are like, "Oh, what do you know?" I'm like, dude,
Us.
like if I could, I would fucking care that. And don't get me wrong, it's hard, of course. Um,
Are you
yeah.
like just brain fog all the time now?
Yeah, it's pretty brain foggy. And also speaking of like mental health, right? Making sure like, look, I sent her to get a massage right now for an hour. I'm like, go get a massage. I'll take care of the kid. Like she needs to feel
Yeah, yeah,
good
yeah.
because she's feeding the kid, right? And my job is to get her to the best like possible state, right?
Mhm.
Physically, mentally, emotionally. So it's healthy for everybody. So yeah, I mean, foggy for me, but keeping up the stamina.
You
I
know what
have
helps for the brain fog?
what?
Creatine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. I
Hmm.
have, I have a
Uh,
jar
everyone always says creatine is for like muscles and shit.
working
Yeah,
out.
and it will your muscles will absorb extra water. when you add creatine. But after the muscles does its thing with creatine, any leftover creatine helps the brain function.
No way. That's
Yeah.
good to know. Speaking of help the brain function, my boss is moving. Um, but yeah, my rule of thumb is like sometimes he's just streaming and just doing the thing, but if he
Mhm.
starts like crying and screaming, then I'm out. I'm going
Yeah.
there. Yeah, no, I mean, I might just step back in. But that's cool though. How much is too much though? Can I
There's
overdose
no
on
such thing
creatine?
as too much. I mean,
Really?
just 10 people take up to like if you want to weight lift, 5 grams, but if anything for brain benefits, like 10 to 15 grams a day.
Like the scoops? How many
Yeah.
scoops is that?
Like a scoop is roughly like
Okay.
five
So like I
grams.
could do like 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah. hmm
Okay. That's
And
good to know. That's
you
crazy.
know,
Just drink with water?
there's research saying creatine helps prevent like the dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff like that too.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
hmm
Um, oh, that's good to know. Shout out to Andy. Thanks. I'm gonna try it out. Yeah, lack of sleep. There were definitely moments like Hootie and I talk about like we were both about to freaking snap, but just taking a
Yeah.
moment, right? Um, to like breathe and make sure you're good. And not to, this is super random, but add another thing to the mix, my dog, right? She is like
Oh, is the dog
She's
good with the
very jealous. Yeah, she's very jealous, which is like
Oh
normal, right?
no.
Because she had to deal with my wife first, now another kid. But she's very protective. Like right away, I introduce her to the baby, and she knows she's supposed to protect him, and she
hmm
is. But mental health, like she like it's crazy, dude. Like she just seems just so down, and you have to pay extra attention to her.
hmm
But again, that's goes to like if I'm just some dude who doesn't care, then but if you care, it's not easy,
Well,
just
does your
like mother,
dog
right?
bark a
Like,
lot? Does your dog bark a
mm,
lot and whatnot to keep the baby up or?
no, no, the babies are actually fine at this stage, like barking and stuff. She does. I'm training her that like whenever baby cries, alert me, but don't bark. In the
Mm,
beginning, she would bark, yeah, because it's freaking loud, man.
mm,
Like they scream at the top of their
of
lungs from like
course.
0 to 100. So she's learning, but yeah, that's another thing, and I say that like I want my wife and the dog to spend some alone time too, and I need to spend time with her, right? I need to spend time with the dog, so she doesn't feel neglected. Yeah, people say like our neighbor, their dog got depressed for like 4 months,
Oh,
just like stop
geez,
eating and say, yeah, it's really like it's a real thing. Um,
man.
anyway, uh, so yeah, that's new with me, man. What's new with you, man?
I mean, not, I mean, nothing compared to that, I guess. Nothing.
It's not about comparison, bro.
Yeah. Let's see, what am I doing? I'm finally starting my cut, getting
Mm,
ready for summer, right? It's been like I don't know how long I've been bulking, but it's time to cut, lose some of that extra weight again.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, the cut. How long is the cut session?
A really hard cut for 1 month and then 2 to 3 months ease up after that,
Oh wow,
just in time for summer.
wow. Um, what's your goal weight?
I don't really have a goal weight,
Just
just
as
see
long
what
as you
I
feel
can
good.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like now is a good time for me to do the bulking and then cut. The healthy cut is like what, 2 months, 3 months?
Healthy cut is
Yeah.
about 6 months.
Oh shit.
4 to 6 months.
Yeah. Um, and for me, it's just for sure functional like health. Is important. Yeah,
hmm
making sure like and cardiovascular for sure. Like running. I mean, I'm running. I feel like every day I'm running on adrenaline now, which is fine, but not for a long run.
Right.
Um, and that reminds me of this is actually directly ties into our conversation too. Like there was a reel that was like a trend about this. It was talking about how like a lot of guys, a lot of dudes who are like, "Oh, I would die for my family, I'll sacrifice everything." But the question is, are you willing to live? Are you willing to like improve yourself? Are you willing to take care of yourself for your family? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that I resonate with a lot. Like it's easy to think about like the romanticizer. Oh, I would whatever, but the
right.
hard part is every day. And am I willing to
Showing up,
like,
yeah.
with no sleep, fucking hit the gym or go for a run? Um, yeah, I think that's something to think about for
Hmm.
like dudes out there.
Are you gonna, are you like getting a regimen to work out and all that even after the
Um,
baby?
yeah, I mean, I honestly like. I mean, I really miss my CrossFit stuff because we just go
Mhm.
in there classes, they kick your ass, and you feel like shit, but feel great after. Now I just have like a basic gym membership. So I'm just trying to do like I just do run and then go do like weightlifting and functional fitness stuff. But
And even with the newborn.
yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
with a newborn.
Yeah, you gotta though, because like look, if I don't take care of my body or like if I don't have that time for myself, I lose my shit. And when I lose my shit, it's not good, right?
Mm.
Just like for my wife too. And I joked to the to my son. I was like, listen, like if you drive mommy crazy, it's not good for any of us. So, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure you will too, dude. I feel like you will still be on top of your
Of
fitness game.
course, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I forget, like, I was talking to someone, I forget exactly who, but I'm like, you know, all those people that said they can't find time to work out, or it's like, I did this and I did that, and why do I want to work out after that? It's like, well, I kind of don't have any um, empathy towards
Yeah,
people like that kind of a mindset.
yeah.
Um, Because look, I mean, even when you look at you, you got like a newborn kid, your sole provider, and you're still finding time to go to the gym, right?
Yeah, like I mean I mean I'm only 10 days in, right? But I try to do like the most basic. Like the last 10 days I work out like three times. I mean it's better than
Mm.
nothing. But for me it's like I want to get back to still like three times, 3 to 4 times a week if I
Mhm.
can, and then like make sure I do enough cardios. But like yeah, even just home workout, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
I always say, like staying fit or losing weight is extremely easy. It's sticking to it, the willpower that's the hard part.
yeah, 100%.
Um, because unless you really have some sort of a hormonal imbalance, where losing weight is impossible or really hard, I there's no reason for a person not to be able to lose weight or get in shape.
Yeah, I mean it's 100% mental though. Like
Mm.
that's why I miss having like the CrossFit classes because like there's that group, like there's like accountability thing and you go and then like it just really push you to the limits because like even when I
Mm.
go like work out and stuff, sometimes I feel like I'm like pushing but not as hard as what I mean?
Yeah.
Um and yeah, man, I mean also on that topic too, like shout out to the like sounds funny. Shout out to like the single moms out there, bro. Like
Mm.
or like even just mm, mothers who are just full-time mom and then like the husband goes out to work. That's one thing I'm extremely grateful for, right? I cannot imagine what it would feel like for me as a newborn father to be like gone 8 to 10 hours a day. And then
Mm.
how much that is on her and how much mentally, emotionally that's on me. Dude, like 8 to 10 hours, this kid fucking grows. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you lose
yeah.
you lose like 30% of time with a kid.
Yeah. And yeah, just grateful. Like the fact that I get to like do this, and be at home and be able to like be there. That's like a huge thing. And honestly, like I don't that part for I guess like quote unquote normal working class, right? Parents, that's that's difficult. Um and yeah, goes back to my first like hot take, right? I think parenthood is it's difficult for both ends for different things.
Well, I don't think that's a hot take. I think
Yeah.
that's a
I
normal
I don't
take.
know. I feel like all you read online or like all you hear from people is talking about like how difficult motherhood is. And
Oh,
like, well, okay, like we know that, right? But I think it's important to acknowledge the difficulty of motherhood, but I
Mhm.
don't think it's necessary to put down on the fatherhood. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
people tend to do that. That's what I'm saying. People tend to say like, what do you know? Do you have to carry for 9 months? You
Uh-huh,
know, do you
uh-huh.
have to give birth? Do you, right? Like, no, I don't, right? But what I do know is I'm there every second, of the way, right? I'm not saying it's like easy or it's harder, but I'm just saying it's not easy either, you know? Um, so I mean, please feel free to leave your opinions all you want, but
Oh
I,
God,
I
and
I truly believe it. Like, you know, it's just different. Yeah.
the part where I
Yeah.
say don't look up the Bill Burr skit where he's bashing on
Woman.
yeah,
Yeah,
bashing on the motherhood.
yeah. But anyway, yeah. I mean, like, obviously, he's like joking about
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
physical labor, right? I mean, it's definitely even physically it's exhausting, right? It's not like, you know, welding metal or whatever, right? Um, but it's still very much
Of
exhausting. Anyway,
course.
I just think my whole point is like it's just it's so funny that how fast people jump on the train on like what do men know? Yeah, I mean
Well, I mean,
like
not just for
yeah.
child, that's not just for like motherhood or fatherhood. I think that's kind of like anything these days.
True. There is a lot of just kind of automatic shit on men mode,
Yeah.
which it's really unfortunate because it actually creates a vicious cycle, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because
Because
now
then
that the
then you
guys
raise
have to defend themselves and they start bashing on, on women and then women bash on
yeah,
guys
and you
again, and then
raise
it's
wrong
just
and you raise your boys wrong, right? You raise your boys to become
right.
toxic, right? Um
Uh, mm,
and yeah, anyway, that's my take on fatherhood so far. I'm sure I'll have plenty to update. Yes, as he becomes a sentient being. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Um, yeah. It's fun though. I'll tell you that. Despite all the tiredness.
I can imagine, yeah.
It's it's a fucking beautiful thing, man. Like I we ended up going we had to do C-section because of like some
Mm,
like potential complications and
of
we
course,
didn't
yeah.
want to risk anything. Um, but like being there, yeah, through the whole birth process, I saw everything. I wanted to be there, like literally everything,
Okay.
including the C-section. They didn't let me in until like they opened her up, but like as soon as they let me in, I was in there and then like stitching
Yeah.
up, I see her. Um, and through the whole process, you really kind of like mm, you kind of see this like how should I say it? Like it's just such a crazy special bond with your kid. Yeah. Yeah. That's that.
Oh man. I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll have a lot of updates in the future to come.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no. So
And
so
I
yeah.
can't wait to hear them all.
Yeah, dude, dude, I got so much stand-up stuff though.
Mm.
This kind of pertains to our topic if you want to hear about it. This is one joke I wrote down is how she talked about she was like, "Oh, I want you to sleep, I want to make sure that you can focus on work. So just sleep through the night. I'll take care of it. Please like just focus on work. Don't worry about, the baby." And in my head, all I can think of is I bet you this is how our parents fight. This is how all those parents out there, all those moms and women out there always like 20, 30 years later come back and say like,
Oh,
when you
just hold it
you
over
never
you.
did any of
Yeah.
these things. Yeah, it was so funny. It's funny because I told her, I was like, no, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna wake up every 2 hours. I'm gonna make sure I'm the one like on the clock, making sure like we're feeding the right amount, time and all that stuff. But I'm like, of course I'm gonna be there. You know what I mean? My joke is like, I'm not gonna be like 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, oh, you never woke up, you just slept through the night. It must be easy, huh? even though you told me to. You know what I mean?
At any point,
But
does it feel like micromanaging though?
in terms of for the kid
Or like
or
maybe,
for her,
yeah.
yeah, we talked about it actually. I tell her like I want her to do it her way and just let me know if it's like if you have strong objections of like, oh hey, I thought about,
Mhm.
I want to try certain things and stuff, but like I'm pretty much just there with her, not necessarily like telling her what to
Cause
do, I guess.
yeah, cause at least for me, when I'm doing a task, I hate it when someone's over my shoulder. It's
Yeah.
just like,
She wants it though. She because it's also for safety reasons too.
Mm,
Like it's funny because at first she told me to like, oh, just sleep, right? But then like after the week, she was like, I don't know how like I would have done it without, you know what I mean? Because it's you can't it's easily you might fall asleep breastfeeding, right? And if you fall
oh,
asleep, it's very dangerous.
why is, oh,
Right?
because the kid could go
You might
overeat?
yeah, you might drop the baby or
Uh,
you know what I mean like you're falling
uh, uh,
asleep. So like I'm there and also for her physically too because it just goes into the nitty-gritty, but she's supposed to do like 15 minutes left boob, 15 minutes right boob, right? So it balances
yeah,
out,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
their
yeah.
production and all that. And when she's so tired, right? She ain't gonna think about time switching, right? So I have like a Pomodoro timer
Of
thing. I'm
course.
put right in front of her. And I mean, yeah, I work on my stuff or I'm there, right? Making sure like she's okay. I'm feeding her, you know, like every time, making sure like she's hydrated. And yeah, I'm on call for both of them.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's a great question though. It's not necessarily like me telling her what to do or like making sure it's doing it my way, whatever. It's just really like just being there and making her feel like she's supported, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, I did do I think last night was the first night we're testing like I did like 4 hours of sleep.
Oh,
Um,
every other time you wake up.
yeah, every other time I check in. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because we have this intercom thing on the camera. So we're testing that out. But yeah, eh, so far just that, man.
Nice.
Any anything you want to talk about before we kind of like wrap up our shorter session today?
Um, I mean, what do we got? I guess let's load something up.
We got some
And
clips. There were some really
yeah,
funny
let's end
clips
it up
that
on something.
there was that one Indian chick or whatever. She was really funny. Um, let's see. There was this one. When a man earns money, let's find one of the ones you sent. Oh shit! I think I might have seen this one.
Which one is this?
Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. All right, here we go. Ready?
Look at this
Oh,
crazy ass bitch. Stop! Stop! Ali, chill the fuck out, bro. Bro, what the fuck? Really, bro? Really?
I didn't know she cheated
Really?
though.
Chill!
God.
Chill! 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 Chill, bro! Chill, bro! Ali, chill! Chill! Chill, bro! Chill! Chill! Chill the fuck out, bro! Really? Ah, fuck! Chill, bro!
Why?
Chill, bro. Get away from me. Get off me, bro. Get off me. Get off me, bro. Please, stop.
Women are going to continue to be.
How do we know? Was that the actual? You know what's funny though? I'll say it. Like before I saw this caption, I
Mhm.
saw this clip before. I thought he did something. I just assumed he did something.
Oh.
Seriously, I just assumed so. You
Mhm.
would think that's why. That's crazy that she cheated and then they caught her and wow. I mean,
You know,
I'm not gonna look into but
I read somewhere that domestic abuse cases on men have been increasing.
I wouldn't be surprised. Um, wouldn't be surprised, unfortunately. Um, but hopefully it balances out in a sense of like people just really understand the masculine feminine dynamic, right? And whatever people want to like identify, gender, all that stuff, but like
Mm.
there is still naturally like the masculine and feminine energy that
Yeah. I
is
mean, look,
designed to balance.
like in every relationship, I think there is someone that's more like even like, homosexual, heterosexual, whatever
Yeah.
it is. There's always, you know, oh, like a masculine and a feminine.
Yeah. And I just feel like with the yeah, with society nowadays, like there's so much of we were just talking about like the men bad automatically, it's just not
Hmm.
healthy, right? And of course there's a lot of stupid dudes who are like blaming women for all kinds of shit. That's also not healthy. But I think a lot of it just also comes down to like when people are struggling for survival and for whatever, right? They look for things and people to blame in general, right?
Yeah.
And the economy is not that good and all that stuff. I think it's natural human tendency to just want to point fingers. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you and I probably talked about this in the very beginning. I just talked about how like pointing fingers, whenever you point a finger, you just remember there's like, a
Oh
bunch pointing at
yeah.
yourself.
Some of them are pointing back. Yeah.
Yeah. There's always something that you can reflect on. And yeah, that's my thoughts around that. Um, oh, perfect timing. I think the boss man is
Yeah.
starting to wake up. Any final thoughts, man? I know it was just kind of like